We recently took a field trip to Fort Meigs. The fort is located in Perrysburg, Ohio, on the banks of the Maumee River. Fort Meigs was used to protect American soldiers during the War of 1812. First, we watched an introductory video on the history of the fort. After the video, a man named Aaron showed us a musket and talked about the Battle of the Fort.
I'm actually dressed as a United States corporal in the United States Infantry right now. You can tell I'm a corporal due to the fact I have one epaulet right here on my one shoulder. If I was to be a sergeant, I'd have two epaulets, a red wool sash, and a sword down to my side.
He gave us many interesting facts about warfare during the time. For instance, during battle you had to be about 25 yards away from your enemy in order to get an effective shot. If a soldier wasn't close enough, you could hit him with the musket ball, but it wouldn't go through his clothes. Aaron also let us hold the musket with the bayonet attached. Soldiers in that day used dull three-sided bayonets because a wound from a three-sided bayonet was harder to sew up and heal. They did not sharpen the bayonets because they didn't want the point to stick into the enemy's bones. Aaron told us that the soldiers used to let their bayonets get rusty, so if they stabbed an enemy, they would soon get tetanus. Then we went to go see the fort. The perimeter of the fort looked like a huge wooden fence. The fence was made of cut-down trees with sharp points at the top, so if the enemy tried to climb over it, it could possibly impale you. The gate to the fort was about 3 times the height of an average person. The fort looked pretty plain, although there were mounds of dirt that the soldiers built to protect themselves from exploding cannonballs. There was a miniature replica of the fort inside one of the blockhouses.
Archaeologists, they would dig down in and they found some of the ruins and they learned from the ruins what the fort was actually like. And this is the way the workers had it in those days. That's the way they built it.
In the replica, it showed a burial with soldiers lined up around it. On the riverside, there were openings in the wall where the soldiers could shoot cannons at the ships in the Maumee River. In the blockhouse, there were holes that American soldiers could fire muskets through. The holes were tapered from the inside to the outside. The outside of the holes were so very tiny that the enemy soldiers couldn't shoot back through them. By this time, we were getting tired and hungry. For lunch, we ate grapes, sandwiches, and chips. And then my dad and brother decided to be complete and utter dorks by climbing a 9-foot wall. After lunch, we went to the battlefield of fallen timbers. There was a really big statue of Little Turtle, Anthony Wayne, and some other guy who was probably important, but I don't remember. The statue was located where the Battle of Fallen Timbers took place. Overall, we had a really good time.